Okay, this is what's cool, or what I like is I like to use my laptop on my lap, right? Funny, I go to my couch, I put on my lap, I like to just have it here. You'll notice that the fans suck in air from the sides, shoot it out the back. It doesn't really suck in air from the bottom. I've held it up, I've tested it, put my face against it. There's not really air coming up from the bottom, so don't worry about blocking the bottom too much, right? I usually have it on one leg. Most of the bottom is open, some's going to be blocked. I'm feeling pretty confident that it's great. It's fine. Don't worry about putting it on your lap when you're using it. All right. My big question for this laptop is it really a gaming laptop or is it a creator's laptop? Because I didn't buy this for gaming, and I would think that there are lots of people out there who don't want a gaming laptop that would love this laptop. It's under the Zephyrus label, which is thin and light gaming. Asus recently came out with this ProArt line, and I think this guy would have been a perfect candidate for a ProArt laptop. This is too small for a gaming laptop, right? Gaming laptops are 15 inches. This 14-inch is a little bit unique. And again, this thing is kind of big and chunky. It's too powerful to be a ZenBook. ZenBooks are the best, the lightest, right? They're the best they can be for as light and small as they are. So this guy, the Zephyrus label works for it, but I think this would have been a great ProArt. And I would love to say I have a creator's laptop. And creator's laptops can do a little gaming, yeah. This is the ProArt page from Asus you see here. It looks like Macs, right? They're doing that Mac look, understated. This is a Zephyrus. It could have been a ProArt as far as I'm concerned. All right. Now, going back to this G14, I didn't have a laptop. I was thinking about what to buy. There was a lot of options. Your standard Ultrabook. The new Surface Book 3 really got my eye. ThinkPads are great. I've had a ThinkPad. I had a 14-inch ThinkPad. Great machine, loved it. And then ZenBook, and there's some other things, right? Let's talk about a few. But before we start talking about those things, it's important for us to look at this slide here. I don't know if you guys know, but if you go to displaywars.com, and there are other websites that do this, you can type in a screen size and ratio and get a comparison on different screens. And you're like, what is that? Let's take a look. For instance, I have a Google Pixel Book. It's one of my favorite laptops. I'm never getting rid of that thing until it just dies. What you can see here is the blue rectangle is the screen. That's a 12.3-inch screen in a 3:2 aspect ratio versus the Dell XPS 13, because I had an XPS 13 that I didn't like, because look at how short that screen is. It's wide, but it's not that tall. It just drove me crazy that the 13-inch screen had no height. And the Pixelbook is just the perfect size for a small, thin light around the house, flip it to a tablet kind of device, whereas the XPS 13, maybe if it could have yogaed, I would have kept it or liked it more, but as a main laptop, it wasn't working for me because it was too short of a screen. Okay, there's my Pixelbook, by the way, not mine obviously, but there's a Pixelbook. This right here is the king of keyboards, trackpad. This is a great machine. If you're looking for a little Chromebook, and I know this is expensive, but if you can work this into your lifestyle, forget an iPad. This for me is like my iPad. I got the ZenBook as my laptop. Sorry, I got the Zephyrus as my laptop. I got the Pixelbook as like a tablet, and I got my phone. That's my 3 devices. I think it's pretty common in America. People got their phones, tablets, and laptops, and I've chosen Pixelbook as sort of my tablet. So I was thinking about what screen would be good enough to replace my Dell, and it had to be at least as tall as the Pixelbook. Lo and behold, using that Display Wars site, typing in 14-inch 16:9 and the 12.3 3:2, the 14-inch screen is basically the same height. So even though I was looking for a taller screen and I was really not sure if the 14-inch was going to be big enough for me, I thought it was a good start. I thought it probably could work. Right now, in the perfect world, you see this Zephyrus right here. This is what we're talking about. This is the G14. There is at least an inch of border on the bottom of the screen. I really feel like they could fit a 16:10 14-inch screen in here, and that would make this laptop perfect. Okay, let's take a look at what that would look like. Right here, bang. The blue rectangle is what the screen currently is. It's a 14-inch 16 by 9. And then this is what it could be, the green, 14-inch 16 by 10, right? A little more than half an inch taller, so less width, it doesn't matter. Wouldn't it be amazing if this G14 had a 16 by 10 screen? That would just make me 100% in love with this and have no doubts that it was the right laptop for me. Now, talking about some other machines, you're saying, oh, you realtvw, you're just playing in ProArt or Rome. That doesn't need much graphics. Why don't you just buy something simple? Yeah, I looked at an Acer Swift 3 with the MX150 from NVIDIA, and it probably could have played that game all right, but it's such a thin little machine. I hate thin machines. I wanted something thicker. I just feel better with a thicker laptop. The little thin machines, just, I've never really been a fan. And I also felt like this guy might play, but it would just run really hot and it wouldn't play that well, and I would feel like I was abusing it. So I was like, you know what, for $900, that's a lot of money. I mean, we're only a few hundred away from a G14, why get this? So that was out. Also, this is a 14-inch 16 by 9, so screen was okay, but overall wasn't feeling it. Then you have your ZenBook. Because again, I love Asus, and I'm like, wow, ZenBooks are nice, right? This comes with an MX250. It's the same as the 150. It's gonna flip around, be like a tablet. This would be good. But then I said $12.99. Then we're $100 off of the actual G14. For $100 more, you're going from an Ultrabook processor to a gaming processor. You're going from a very basic graphics card to a powerful graphics card. I mean, it just made way more sense to spend $100 more to get a thicker machine, better build quality, a lot of bonuses, a lot of perks, you know? The ZenBook probably had a better screen in terms of shiny brightness. Overall brightness would have been higher, but I don't think that it's as good quality because this is Pantone validated. So I think that you're not losing in the screen. Your question is, do I want something thinner, lighter with a brighter screen, or something thicker, heavier with a matte screen? And I was going for the G14. I said, give me thicker and heavier and give me that matte screen. Last but not least, I struggled for a month if I should buy the G14 or the Surface Book 3. I, with my account, am able to get the discount for military students or what have you. I don't know how I got it. I work for the government. I think they gave it to me. It's kind of in my account. So I wasn't going to pay $2,000 for the Surface Book 3. I was going to pay $17.99. And I struggled. But I saw the horror stories. The Surface Book had issues with its connector, with it losing GPU when you connected it, power issues. It has no fan, right? The CPU is passively cooled. I saw reviews where it undervolted down to 1.8 gigahertz. It couldn't even maintain stock boost. I mean, stock speeds, not even boost. And I said, wait a minute, $13.99 versus $17.99. 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to pay $400 more to get a machine that's less powerful and has a lot of known errors. It does have a beautiful 3x2, 13.5-inch screen. We're going to look at that in a minute. The screen is what gets me. God, I love the 3x2 ratio. If this G14 was 16 by 10, then the Surface Book wouldn't even be on my mind anymore. And again, once I made the registry edit to disable the CPU boosting, I'm very happy with this machine. It's not bothering me, but before I did that edit, I was thinking about returning the G14 for the Surface Book 3. Right? Here is the G14 screen in blue, right? 16 by 9, 14-inch versus the Surface Book, 13.5, 3x2. It's taller. It's a little bit taller, over half an inch. It looks really good. I would rather have that 3x2 screen than this 16 by 9 screen, but for various reasons we've discussed, just for CPU power and cost, quality. I don't know about quality. The Surface devices are super high quality, but so many known problems versus Asus I've had great luck with, and I thought it would be better, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars. Now, just imagine if the G14 had that 16 by 10 screen. That's what we're looking at here, right? The green represents the possibility. Imagine this same laptop with a 16 by 10 screen. It's the same height overall as the Surface Book. You see, the Surface Book wouldn't even be in my mind. I would say, Surface Book for what? 16 by 10, 14 inches. That is probably the best screen size. I wish they would bring back more 16 by 10s. I bet you guys have heard the rumors that the MacBook Pro is supposed to go to a 14-inch 16:10, so lucky Mac users. That will make the Mac much more interesting to me if it comes in a 14-inch 16:10, but hopefully one day Asus listens and makes the G14 version 2 or 3 with a 16:10 screen, and that's what I will definitely upgrade to. So, how would we make the G14 perfect? For me, it could be thicker, a little bit thicker if they can make it fanless. I can't get the fan to turn off. I feel like there should be a way to make it run with no fan. You can limit the CPU, you can do whatever you got to do. I would be happy. 16:10 screen, make it just a tiny bit brighter. Now we can see this great typo. I don't know why this happened. It should say better fingerprint sensor, more accurate. The fingerprint sensor, again, we're trying to go for perfect here. The machine is great. It's 99 out of 100. Does everything I want. I'm very happy with it. But to make it perfect, it just needs to be fanless, 16:10 screen, and give me a better fingerprint. And that's it. This thing would be 100%, and I would be in love. I'm in love with it right now. I love it. I think it's great. I'm just not... You can just see that there are things to improve. If you don't look for improvements, then what's the point? So should you buy the G14? Yeah. For the size, for the performance, the ergonomics, it's a do-it-all machine. Don't buy it, though, if you want something that's quiet, right? If you use a Pixel book that has no fan, or if you're using a Surface book that has no fan, you might be bothered by this fan that keeps running. If you have a bright, shiny screen, the matte screen might bother you. And then if you want it for gaming performance, don't buy it. If you just want a game, you said, I'm a gamer, I want a gaming laptop, this is not good. For the price you're paying, you can get a 15-inch machine that's way more powerful. Caveats, not way more powerful. You can get a machine that's more powerful. The CPU is going to be a wash because most games aren't CPU bound, they're GPU bound. You can get a way better GPU, the graphics unit, for less money, or for the same money you can get more graphics. If you're just focused on gaming, get a 15-inch. But if you're like me and gaming is like maybe the 10th thing on your list you want to do, great to have the power but not necessary. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Remember, there's no such thing as a waste of time, only a waste of understanding. This has been realtvw, the man in the red jacket. Hope you see me in the next one.